Hey there, Farmington. Welcome to the Focus on Farmington. I'm Abby Wadsworth-Barretto.
I'm Joe Capitafaro.
And today we're at Suburban Park in Unionville. Let's take a hike in and see all the magical, historical things they have to offer up here. So we've reached the top of the trail here, and we've discovered some remnants. And these remnants are?
This is the old dance floor, which is only designed to be, I think, 20 by 60 or 40 by 60, but I still can't imagine how many people would be on top of this structure and dancing. But we'll show you a view later of the opposite side of us. Is they must have had such a great view looking west over Unionville and out towards Bristol and everything at that time, because I can just imagine not a lot of these trees were here at the time.
Yeah, there's a lot of new growth up here. For those who do want to hike up here and haven't been here before, it is really beautiful. You can't believe that you're sort of in the center of Unionville here. The trail is really well marked and very clear, so I invite you up here. We're going to carry on to the next cool remnant part of our history here.
Area, exactly.
Area.
But I think it's pretty amazing to think, though, like, we're in this regular relaxing clothes. Like, when people came out here, this was a destination spot for them, so they came out dressed, you know, especially in the 1900s. Everyone dressed up with their suits, their dresses, and there's no mini skirts, long dress. So just imagine having to hike up this hill all dressed up, ready to go in the middle of summer. Yeah, it's amazing, actually. People used to take the trolley from Hartford, an hour-and-a-half ride for 15 cents. Right? Yeah. And it probably takes about the same amount of time today for a lot more money. Things haven't changed so much here in this part of the woods here. Yeah, full dress garb back in the day. Summer. Had to have been a hot walk. Oh, and then some. Suburban Park here in Unionville is beautiful. It's a little bit hilly, so be prepared. It's also 25 acres. It's really amazing. I think there's 25 acres here, and there's so much to see and imagine what it looked like back in the day. And we were so lucky. Back in 1999, the owner of the property made a deal with the town of Farmington to sell this park back to us for open space. So what a gem just to think that this could have been developed into housing or something like that, but we're still able to preserve a little bit of history here and still enjoy it today. Yeah, it's true. They did sell 10 acres to what's now Farmington Woods, but they preserve this area, and we're lucky for it. It is, and as you come out here and check out this beautiful area, it's just amazing just to know that this is right here in our own backyard, and we drive by this every day without really knowing what's truly in here. Yeah, it's a hidden gem for sure. I'm pretty excited. It's my first time being here, and growing up here, I guess I either didn't know or I didn't have an interest, but it's certainly exciting to come check it out after all this time. It is, and there's plenty of walking paths. It's very easy to manage, but dress accordingly. Absolutely. You can see I did not, and Joe wore his athletic attire today. He's looking sharp back in the day. Hey, you know, I got to get my pasty white legs a little tan here, so try to absorb some sun. Dad shorts. Got some dad shorts on. Yeah, no one's seeing my legs until they're tan. Thanks a lot. Working that way. Appreciate it. All right, we're moving on to the next one. Down here in the kettle! That's all right, everybody. Abby's in the kettle. Hopefully she'll make it back to us. But along the park, you'll see all these different signs here. And yes, Abby's in one of the 8 kettles that are in this property, which was able to house all the different events, the carousel, the water fountain, and stuff like that. So again, when you come by, read the placards. There's also a QR code that you can scan, which leads you to a map and shows you exactly how the park was laid out back in the day. So I made it out of the kettle, and I climbed the hill. Pretty excited to make it to the ice cream parlor. I was all excited for ice cream too, and this is the only thing that's left of it, unfortunately. I think all the ice cream is melted. What do you think? I say it's gone, but I never heard the name. It was Bessie's Ice Cream used to be sold here, and actually one of the popular drinks here was lemonade. Lemonade. And you could have brought your food here, and they had catering services too, so you can actually sit down, picnic, enjoy a meal, and they say there was grass at one point. I don't know where, but there was, where people were able to sit down and enjoy the evening or afternoons. It's pretty interesting that this was so developed all the way back then, and now it's just pretty wild. It is. Imagine if someone really wanted to come in here and bring this thing back to life, to make it a destination spot again.
Yeah. It's funny, they called it an amusement park back in the day.
I'm sure it was amusement because you had to walk all the way up here.
I'm sure it was. When you finally got here, I'm sure it was a lot of giggles and ice cream and lemonade.
Well, spiked lemonade is
Yeah.
probably always a good thing to have.
That's probably what they were thinking in the late 1800s.
Of
Getting
course.
their spiked lemonade.
And their three-piece suit and their fancy long dresses.
Carrying a picnic basket.
All day long.
And a gaggle of kids. Yeah.
Let's go find the next spot.
All right. Here behind me was the steam-powered carousel. There's no remnants left. It used to be under a big white tent, and when the park closed, they moved this carousel over into Hartford for a new amusement park that was open. Since there's nothing left here, we're going to hit the last and probably the best part of this park, which is the old electric fountain. I think it was one of the first electric fountains in our state. So let's head over there and check it out. Here we are at the fountain. We've saved the best for last. This is probably the most intact part.
It is incredible to see how big this was, and just to imagine how they brought the water, the electricity, all this stuff here to make it what it was back in the day. It's just mind-blowing to really realize how big this is and how much is still left of it.
I would say that probably back in the day, all these stones were probably just here in the ground, so they were able to erect it fairly easy for being as remote up here as we are.
Exactly, but it's just think about it. You know, in the 1900s, they're using horses to carry all this stuff up here, and to figure that electricity wasn't around for that long, and they're bringing the wires in here to have this fountain going, and up the hill is the cafe, and then the trolley office. So it's just a mind-blowingness to think what this looked like and how people lived.
Yeah.
And what we live like today.
I agree. I think this was a really fun exploration for both of us today, and again, if you haven't been here, I would suggest taking this walk. It's so peaceful up here right now. It's away from all the noise and the traffic of town.
It's an own little slice of paradise. But if you do come up here, I do ask you to do me one favor. If you do see any garbage lying around, pick it up, because that's what's going to help preserve our land and keep it going for much more generations to come.
That's right. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Focus on Farmington, and as always, if you have any ideas or people you think we should interview, drop us a line and let us know. We'll see you next time.
See you soon.